We have countries that are industrialized. Even if it's ordinary raw material that we can contribute to those industrial nations, we are trading. So Nigeria must be able to look inward and see, do we have raw material we can develop as to feed most of these industrial nations? That's the way we're supposed to be thinking. If we are not industrialized, but we have industrial nations that are not getting enough raw materials, we should be able to look inward and say, okay, if we want to start building industry now, it might take a longer time. While we are thinking of how to industrialize Nigeria, can we start doing a raw material as a kind of feeder to all these industrial nations? Because the platform has created the room for everybody to trade. Either you are industrial or you are raw material. And it has actually exposed Nigeria that we don't have any commodity we can call our brand. Recently, in a shameful way, the Export Promotion Council and the Custom and the rest of them, they call the media and say they are exporting 2 or 3 containers into African continental trade. It is shameful. It is laughable. It is laughable.
Do you think the Abuja MOU has helped in the implementation of AfCFTA?
No, Abuja MOU will not help anything. The reality is what will help. Regardless of your MOU, if it does not transform into reality, it's remain a document. So all we need to do is for government to be able to know our SWOT analysis. It's only in Nigeria here that we don't even know our SWOT analysis. We don't know our strength, we don't know our weakness, we don't know our threats, we don't know our opportunities. We should be able to analyze our SWOT analysis so as to be able to have concentration in areas where we have capacity. So you don't know where you have capacity, you just be floating with propaganda. At a stage, we are like producing tires. And because government frustrated those plantations, the whole thing died, and we are not producing any rubber again. So Michelin has to move out of Nigeria. Dunlop move out of Nigeria. So we later became import country, where we already have comparative advantage over. That all we needed to do is to put more incentives, give more capacity to expand and grow it. If you are traveling between Ghana and Abidjan, you see very vast land of plantations. That is to show seriousness. Here, all area that we should have turned to plantation has become an hideout for criminals. It shows government do not have an agenda, do not prioritize, do not have scale of preference of what to develop. And it is laughable when a presidential candidate engage Chamber of Commerce, manufacturing associations during electionary period, and the kind of question they ask is ridiculous. None of them will be able to ask any practical question. It is shameful. I do see most of those debates, and I look at Chamber of Commerce supposed to be a technical platform, advocacy, that's supposed to be very versatile in practical and technical engagement. But they will never ask questions that the whoever is emerging will be able to provide convincing response. That once I emerge, you begin to see rapid development. And if I'm not channeling resources towards there, you can question me. You see, when you're talking about presidential debate, which concerns me more, it must be highly technical. Whoever is going to emerge and superintend over a country like Nigeria must be wide in knowledge. Whether we like it or not, that person must be wide in knowledge in every aspect. You must have an idea, and not just a minor idea. You must have a cogent idea that you'll be able to convince whoever is listening to you that you know what you want to go and do there. Not that when you get there, you start nominating whoever is going to do on your behalf. You must have an idea, so whoever you are bringing on board will not be able to call a wood a stone for you. We all remember the days of Bola Ige, when he became, of blessed memory, when he became the Minister for Energy, and they took him to one of these power stations, and they're showing him a furnace, calling a furnace a generator. And the guy came out addressing press and saying, I've seen the generator, and with what I've seen, we're going to turn stone to bread. And within a shortest time, we have uninterrupted power supply. At the end of the day, the guy was disappointed because the people he thought are feeding him with the right information gave him false information because he does not have an idea about it. So whoever is going to superintend over a very sensitive nation like Nigeria.
From the agreement. And what do you think the government could do to facilitate or to put in place in order to harmonize efforts to benefit from this agreement?
I think we've not been consistent with most of the information that is in circulation regarding AfCFTA. Number one, AfCFTA is not expected to have a kind of import duty targets. It's not expected. And customs involvement in AfCFTA is supposed to be very minimal. But most of the bottlenecks we have through the normal import regime and export regime has always been customs. So the platform created a room that Chamber of Commerce should be more involved than customs. We call it open border transaction, where the restriction will be minimal. But it's only in Nigeria that customs want to be everywhere. Part of the activities probably that would have actually eased it is if customs has shown professionalism in this AfCFTA and say, look, since it's a free border transaction, we should be more involved in ensuring that whatever is coming in, it meets whatever has been declared, and we are able to fast track the clearance without any bottlenecks. But customs still manage it like a normal import regime. So when you have customs that claims to have mandates and you have roadblocks on every corridor of the border, obviously people will not even know if the rice is from directly, genuinely from Cotonou or it's from Abidjan. Because if rice is coming from Abidjan, it's grown in Abidjan, you are not expected to treat it like someone that comes from foreign land if you have an open market. And if you look at government did not even bother to sensitize the public on AfCFTA. When you ask anybody about AfCFTA, they've not heard it before. It's only few elites, probably through news or print, that they've read about it. Government is doing nothing to sensitize anybody on AfCFTA. Even all those little entrepreneurs that are producing here and there does not even know there's a platform where they can trade their commodities. And when you get to the border, that's supposed to be a kind of trade, what's it called? If you see how rigid the border is, you don't even like to even engage yourself in anything import or export. You see so many bottlenecks at the border. You see so many agencies at the border. You see so many people doing virtually the same thing at the border. As if we've not been to borders outside Nigeria before. Even in Cotonou, you won't find more than 2 or 3 agencies at the border. It's true. It's only in Nigeria here that you see multiple agencies claiming they have mandates from the federal government to be there. And the same thing is applicable in our airports and seaports. Multiple agencies doing virtually the same thing. And that's why I say Nigeria does not even have what we call national interest. And no wonder we are unable to build any policy that is workable. Because you cannot build any policy without integrating national interest in that policy. It will fail. Even the 10 years transport policy that the government has just signed, that we are actually saying, okay, we are trying to see if it will be sustainable. We are saying it because we want to test run it. Otherwise, people like us would have said it's failed on arrival because we are unable to integrate national interest into it. It is not comprehensive. But because government has not been able to provide anything over years and decades, it's okay, let's test run this one. But ordinarily, I've studied part of it and I've realized national interest is not integrated into it properly. So to me, I think what government needs to be doing, number one, rapid infrastructure development is essential. Yeah, it's a good thing that government have started creating the corridor between Lagos and Calabar, the corridor between Lagos and Sokoto. There's nothing bad about Badagry and Kushugu. There's nothing bad about it. It's a welcome development. I endorse it. It's going to ease trading activities. But beyond that,